you back to the Aaron's 499 at Talladega. Mike Joy with Darrell Waltrip and Larry McReynolds. 5 cautions, 3 for crashes, have made most of these cars somewhat less than dream machines. As you look at the big crowd here at Talladega from our Budweiser aerial coverage. 27 cars in the first wreck. 2, Michael Waltrip and Jeremy Mayfield. As we go back to green, and a 3-car crash. Tony Stewart's taken his car behind the wall. Greg Biffle and Kurt Busch return to the race.
If you think about the thousands and thousands of dollars have been spent on these bodies down here, the man hours it takes to do it, boy, a lot of destruction here today. Costly destruction.
There are your leaders, 2 Chevys and a Dodge. Johnson, Nemechek, Burton, and Marlin. Matt Kenseth holds 5th. Dale Earnhardt Jr., who trailed the pack prior to the caution flag, is in 6th ahead of Bill Elliott, Dale Jarrett, Ricky Craven, and Terry Labonte.
Well, we heard Tony Sr. there say that, you know, he wasn't doing a very good job on that last restart. Car was fine, and of course we were watching on the monitor. He was running as fast as the leaders all by himself. I got to believe now that he's back up in there with that pack, he might just have a little something for him.
That is Kenseth just ahead of Junior.
But it just goes to show how important it is to stay up in this pack. That's why they do it. You know, you say, why don't you just get out of there? They're going to wreck like that all the time. Well, you got to get up in there if you're going to try to win the race.
Here comes Marlin up on the outside of Ward Burton for 3rd. And Marlin looks like he's headed for the front.
Got a good run off of 2 over there.
Hey, Dale Earnhardt Jr. right now getting a heck of a push from Dale Jarrett, that UPS car on the outside line.
Haven't mentioned Dale much today, and he's still hanging in there in pretty good shape with his new logo.
Brand new race car.
We're halfway, and in this race, if we haven't mentioned you, that's probably a pretty good thing.
That's right.
Now, how about our pole sitter, Jeremy Mayfield? He was involved in the crash with Michael Waltrip at lap 83. Dick Berggren?
And his position right now on the racetrack matches his car number, Mike. He is 19th, but he remains on the lead lap. And that's a tribute to his crew because he has made several pit stops where they have worked on the left side of the automobile, pounding it out, trying to get some sort of aerodynamic shape into the left side of the car. There is so much tape on the left side, you can't even read the number. But he's out there trying.
He trails Elliott Sadler, who was also caught up in that same crash, as was Mike Wallace.
Well, look at Terry Labonte in that 5 car right there. This is a great run for him, sitting up there in 10th place right now. He's missed the 2 big wrecks, 2 wins here. And you know, the last 2 weeks at Bristol and Fort Worth, these guys have had great runs, just terrible luck.
So you're telling me I shouldn't have picked him last week. I should have waited to this week.
Looking pretty good this week.
I don't like the way this looks, though, man. These guys are back 3 wide again, racing pretty hard here.
I don't think they're happy with 3 wide. They want to make it 4 wide here through the trial.
Kyle Petty still in the mix. He is in 15th among those lead lap cars. Tony Raines in 13th.
Somebody asked me why they do that. I said because they can.
Right.
And yeah, I tell you, this is a good run for Kyle. You know, being injured, a couple of rib injuries a couple of weeks ago at Bristol. And Mike, he was involved in the big one back in 1991 here. I think he may have broke his leg.
Yes, 20 cars in that one. And it knocked Kyle out of action for, I think, a couple of months, 6, 7, or 8 weeks.
Okay, guys, Mike, you just mentioned we're halfway. I've got to start doing the math. We're going to look and see. Maybe we don't have any cautions, so you do the math. We have teammates that has to come on different agendas. Remember, Jimmy Johnson, right here, he pitted back on lap 84 for fuel only. Now his teammate, Jeff Gordon, he came in on lap 92, so that makes it where he can run several more laps. The bottom line is, though, both those guys have to make 2 more pit stops to get to the end of this race.
But, Larry, I got a plan. You're going to love this plan. I'm going to tape things on my car that are going to fly off every 35 laps.
Because I'm going to have to come to pit road, and if a caution, then I'm forced to come to pit road.
Yeah.
Steve Park came past the start-finish line, put a pass underneath the yellow line. He will get a black flag from NASCAR for that. And for more on pits, or let's have a look at this.
And he's already 2 laps down, and I think he must have been trying to maybe help Dale Jr. I don't know what he was doing. Ooh, yeah. Trying to keep him running over.
Junior's just in front of him. He's trying to get past Joe Nemechek, so he improved his position. Not in the race, he's 2 laps down, but he improved his position on the track and went below the yellow line. That's a no-no.
And he could have come down the back straightaway, pulled down to the inside, let the guy go back by him, and there would have been no penalty. But because he elected to stay there, I'm sure his argument would be, I was forced down there.
And NASCAR's ruled otherwise.
But when you're 2 laps down, you don't really need to be doing things like that.
So the black flag out for Steve Park. Let's pick up on Terry Labonte, the 12th place car. Here's Dick Berggren.
With Jim Long as crew chief, and he's been watching our television broadcast. Terry remains on the lead lap. You've made a lot of pit stops. Have you got the car where you want it?
Yeah, the car's pretty good there. You know, it's the way this play racing goes. You can be first one lap and 30th the next lap, you know. But we're just trying to keep good tires on the car. We've been run over debris in those cautions, and it's real happy with the car. We're just trying to figure out what lane to be in.
Now, they've been running a conservative race, and that may be the way to win this race, Mike.
The lane to be in, not the outside. Jimmy Johnson was there. He's getting shuffled back.
And the yellow line violation, a lot of people were critical of what happened to Sterling Marlin at Daytona. But what people need to realize is if you make that happen, if you make a pass, you pull down and let the guy have the spot back, they won't penalize you. But if you hold your position, they will. Bump draft, bump, bump. Come on, baby. And who you think that is doing it? That would be Greg Biffle.
On Jeff Gordon.
I think Biffle's nose would have looked like that even if he hadn't been in a wreck.
Greg Biffle's car at the end of this race is going to look like a box of Crayolas because it's got a little bit of every color on it somewhere.
And he has been doing some hard pushing. Got a car coming on the pit road.
And that'll be Park taking the penalty stop.
Boy, Dale Jr. is wearing out the back bumper of Matt Kenseth's car, too. He has tried every way he could to push him to the lead and has done it.
Michael Waltrip back in the race after repairs for that crash on lap 83. Where'd Jimmy Johnson go? From the outside to the middle, and now looking low. He's the 4th car in line on the inside. Kevin Harvick, 1st car in line on the outside.
Well, we haven't seen Dale Jr. get up there like he did last couple of times I've seen him race here and kind of run his line, and everybody had to follow him. He's had to work hard today.
You know, guys, I'm looking here out of Dale Jr.'s car at Matt Kenseth. There's a piece of aluminum. I think it's a support for the rear bumper. Maybe Dale Jr. has bumped on him so hard it's broken loose. You see the pan right there.
Yeah, that's a piece of aluminum that goes back to the rear bumper, and he has beat on it so much he's got it knocked loose.
Steve, I bet his crew chief's not too thrilled about that.
Yeah, Robbie, Larry Mack talked about you guys overcoming adversity. You've got a taped up nose, the bumper's beat up in the back, but you're still leading this race.
Well, I don't know. Everybody else looks about the same shape. I don't know. They did a really good job of repairing it. I didn't think it would run like this, but it's running pretty well.
How about the damage to the back? Does that concern you?
Well, if Burner keeps wrapping us in the back, we're going to lose the bumper, I guess. You know, they're just hitting and banging so much back there that it's coming apart.
More than likely, that won't fall. That's a pretty big piece of aluminum there that goes all the way around the fuel cell and up to the back of the bumper.
And it didn't sound like Robbie would mind too much if he lost it.
Probably wouldn't hurt anything.
Tell you what, look at Kevin Harvick, our outside pole sitter in that 29 car. 4 career starts here. Remember, Richard Childress Racing has 9 wins here with Dale Earnhardt Sr. He's back up there looking racy at the front.
If you kind of look back there behind these guys right here, the old veterans, they always tickle me. There's Terry Labonte back there. There's Bill Elliott back there. There's Sterling Marlin back there. Dale Jarrett. They just kind of riding along back here at the back of the field, keeping everything in tow. Might show these boys something at the end of the day.
All right, we talked about Matt Kenseth's rear bumper. We think this is when this happened. This was coming through the travel. Watch Dale Earnhardt Jr. right there. He's beating and banging on Matt Kenseth, the 17. Actually got him out of shape just a little bit. And again, that piece of aluminum is only held on by rivets, pop rivets. That's probably when it came loose.
Whoa, he did it again. Man, he's got it knocked. I think he's trying to do what Robbie said. He's going to knock it off.
And this is all happening at 190 miles per hour.
And there's his teammate Biffle right up in the middle of it again. Now Ward Burton is trying to pull the outside track up into front position.
Do that a couple of times is kind of funny. After about 3 or 4 times, it ain't funny no more.
I tell you, this is as good as that 22 car Ward Burton has looked since he won the Daytona 500 February of 2002 at a restrictor plate racetrack. Look at his teammate back there, Kenny Wallace, in the 23 car. He's looked good all day long. We're riding with him right here. Sitting in the 7th position.
Stack them 2 wide, stack them 3 wide, stack them 4 wide. That's where Kenny Wallace was. Way out there. number 2.
Somebody needs a caution flag right now. It's Kurt Busch, 97 car. He's just about to go a lap down.
Goodness gracious. This is what I call bobbing and weaving right here.
There is Busch going to surrender a lap to the leaders as Harvick on the outside with Biffle. Two drivers who do not exchange Christmas cards working together.
This is stick and get moved, stick and get moved. Bill Jr. is trying everything he can to get out front, but he just hasn't been able to work his way up there.
105 laps complete, 83 to go in the Aaron's 499 at Talladega. Daytona 500 champ Wart Burton out front.